We were doing so well, and here at 6:15. A little late on the draw after you're taking over for your shift this morning, are you? Hour and a half, huh? And then they finally got me. But yeah, this is their response. Mormons don't know what the gifts and powers of God are. And this is their response. They see it as of the devil, just like the Methodist preacher to Joseph Smith. Oh, where's that found? Is that in the Old Testament? Bleep you. This is the evil of Mormons, taught to them by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And so I could put this at the beginning of the video now, because this is a shift. 7s and 8s. On the 20th of August, 2008, 14 days after I filed a petition for a redress of grievances with the state of Utah to have them and the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints leave me alone. So, they violated my constitutional rights and arrested me as a terrorist threat. That's what they finally had to come to. My parents had led them to believe that maybe I'm mentally retarded. Because my parents got suckered into going to the cops and having a mental retard record now with the psychologist that interviewed them about my problems. To be groomed in their witness statements against me about how I have problems that I don't resolve properly. You know, like using the Constitution to resolve problems. I resort to physical violence. Yeah, my petition was called a weapon of mass destruction. And that's what they had to resort to. And so obviously this can't go to court. So they had it sealed. And when they found out I am not mentally retarded, no duh, that my parents had lied because they told them the lie about me. Well, you told them the lie. That's what you get. My parents easily betrayed me. Oh, our son is going to blow up buildings? Oh, yeah. He always solves problems with violence. Even after I hit him. Yep. Betrayed by Judah. Yep, I didn't name my mom. It's just a coinkydink, I'm sure. How many coinkydinks until you gotta wonder? Because there's a whole bunch of them. And we're not talking, maybe 5, 6. Try multi-thousands. I haven't counted. I don't dare try. Don't even dare. And so they falsely accused me and issued a punishment with their false accusation. Deuteronomy 19:19, the law of Purim, from the book of Esther, Ishtar, ISIS in origin. That which you falsely accuse in another reveals the same and worse fault in yourself, and for which you will be punished as you had deemed to the falsely accused. Ordered and paid with the Judas price, with Thomas Spencer Monson as the so-called head of the church. Right? D. Todd Christofferson, who's the new guy on the Strengthening Church Members Committee now. Getting trained by Dallin Harris Oaks. Yeah, this Travis, he's been giving us problems before. Claims he's a translator. If you're not even going to claim the title, you leave it open for us. And that was the trap they thought they were setting. Because when you don't believe that such a person would be born in life, because you don't believe Joseph Smith is the guy, but yet there's that nagging concern that maybe, because Mark Hoffman comes along and scared you into realizing you guys aren't true, because Joseph Smith III was supposed to be the head of the church upon Joseph's death, but he was too young, and so his wife Emma needed to be a co-regent or take over as the male pharaoh until David Moses III is old enough to take over the throne. So says the salamander. But where did Mark Hoffman understand this from? That the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints doesn't want you to know about? Try section 107 again. Literal descent. It is my birthright and blessing to claim the head of the church. And I've been doing it. And Oaks is refusing. So if I put this at the beginning of the video, kids, stay tuned. And so, 8 days later, the 8th month, 2008, 8 days later, on the 28th, which is 4 sets of 7, or 4 sevens, I had a dream. This is the Hinckley dream, in which I put rooms number 77 and 88 in my pretty pictures. And then I'd have more dreams that I'd keep adding to the picture. And thus you see me shaking hands with Gordon B. Hinckley. He's dead. Oh, I was speaking to him in the spirit world. So true as literal history. Not a vision. Again, that was right before the employee cut me off and froze the video, for which this segment is being made, if I put this at the beginning. And so, yeah, you see Marjorie next to him. It's because in the dream, I was going to an event at Rick's College. It's gone now. Some university has been built over its ruins. I'm still pissed about it. The light post is gone. Memories. This means Oaks has sent me a death threat now. This is a death threat from Oaks. Pissed that I have the gifts and powers of the Spirit, and he doesn't. You are now a witness of it, regardless of whether or not these get put at the beginning of the video, so that you don't see the other one until the very end. This is Oaks' response. He hates you. Because this is all about you guys, saving your lives. And Oaks wants you dead. Oaks has again given the order to murder me. To murder you. And I have just demonstrated I have the powers. Stay tuned. And this is where it all stems from. The church panicked when I deciphered Paleo-Hebrew and came to them. Joseph Smith is so true. And they would not leave me alone. And so in this dream, going to Rick's college, to an event, before I go in the doors, Hinckley and his wife come. They don't have tickets to get in. I happen to have 2. That's the way it was back then. Coming home from a mission. And so I just gave it to him. He asked, I gave it to him. He said, thank you. Gave me the key card to his office with number 77 in red. This is a transfer of authority. It's the key card to his office. And he gives it to me because I gave him my tickets to the event at Rick's college. I don't know what it was. Didn't go. And so he and Marjorie went in. I continued on down the hall to the elevators. Went all the way down. You don't need to cover the details about the 2 women who were kissing each other in the elevator. And so 77, symbolically in the dream, as this is the base dream, it's for transfer of authority. I get to the bottom, I get out, church security behind the bulletproof glass, comes out of the office where the guys were all on computers, checking security cameras, comes out, I get this card, he takes the card, goes over, scans it in the little thing, and types in the numbers, because that's how it was when they changed it at the distribution center before it was called the Humanitarian Center, when I worked there. And it was bulletproof glass, just like in the administration building. So I knew I was in the administration building. And I go in, go down the one side to the left, wrong numbers, go back, go down the other side, 5 minutes. I think there's a time frame. I go past room number 88. In room number 88 was a whole bunch of papers stacked up on desks, shelves, etc. I wanted to go in and look at them. apparently I'm limited on time. So 88 is now a baseline symbolism for records, documents. The word. Continue on. Next room is 77. Go in, empty. Well, this is a big disappointment. And so on the desk, there was a post-it note, yellow one, similar to this one. These are not post-its, generic knockoffs. I'm not happy with the quantity of them. Nonetheless. And I write, "Thank you," and I leave. We don't need to talk about one of the lesbian women who comes out to see me in the courtyard of the Salt Lake County Jail with the metal picnic table. I didn't know that's what they had. I wasn't there yet. So when Joseph Smith tells us in his vision, "I saw the hill exactly where it was when I got there," I understand what he means, even though that's a vision and not a literal history. Nonetheless. And so the vision occurred with 8s. And I'm being told in the dream that 8s have to do with the word and records and documents. Thus, the vision on 8s. And I was sure I was never going to see the light of day again. They tried to get easy to trade paper with me so that I would record my confession. That failed. And so they had to send me to the black site to have me tortured until I'm dead, never to see the light of day ever again. But wonder of wonder, miracle of miracles, 2014 I'm freed, sort of. They put me on probation. What the bleep in hell? I never went to trial, never convicted, never sentenced, and yet I'm on probation? Bleep you. You're covering your ass for the crimes you committed against me as the government, ordered by the church. And so I learned about lunar eclipses going to be happening. I went, ooh, is a prophet going to die? Nope. Ooh, another one. Ooh, 2? Nope. Oh, the third one. It's a tetra. Oh, why didn't you guys tell me? Perry, Packer, Scott. Bye-bye. And thus, the parable of the 10 virgins has begun. Mormons. Also, Abraham chapter 1, verse 11. 2016. It's unclear as to whether or not the journal entry of that dream had made it, or the video that I did on it contained the date. I don't know. But it was 2016. I have a tent dream. So if you know your Jewish calendar festivals of holy days, Festival of Tents. Sukkot, Tabernacles, Ingathering, Harvest, Moses. 15th of the month, the 7th month of the religious calendar, the New Year month for the civil. So religion, 7, 15, 7 plus 8. I am catching on to 7s and 8s. 16 is 2 8s. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if I were to go back and find the date that it's in August again. Nonetheless, I would then find out, oh, there's 2 of them. The house of Israel also had their version of the Festival of Tents the month after the Jews do. And it's recorded in the scriptures. And this just the Jews don't put it in their calendar. That's why I didn't know about it. 2 sets of 15. 7s and 8s. These boots were made for walking. She made a guest star appearance on The Sopranos last night. Walk all over you. So yeah, I had Monson's boots. Monson's still alive. I was not in the spirit world talking to his spirit. And I say, I got your boots, you want them back? He just smiled and walked on. All right, now I've got these boots. So boots used for walking. Exodus, tents, tabernacles. Here we come, Oaks. Tried to warn you, you didn't want to listen. Curse of Joseph Smith. It happens to coincide with your birthday, huh, Oaks? Was it worth it? To be utterly humiliated for all eternity now? Because of your pride? Did you want to still murder me when you know I am now true again? So, some time goes on. 8 years, in fact. I didn't know yet. It'd be a couple more months. Until I found out why the Exodus didn't happen in 2020, like it should have. Everything happened. I did my part. Oaks got leaked November 2024, back in 2020, saying we're just going to run a test run. We've already set things up. We've changed the law of chastity to the law of polygamy. We've changed the name of the church to the name of the church, or the Articles of Incorporation, from a corporation back to the church that was dissolved by the United States of America and is illegal. And the whistleblower came out and said that they were hoarding the money for Jesus' second coming. And then they go and they make a whole bunch of billions of dollars on the stock market that year. 9/11, Nelson. Previous year, I did a countdown to 9/11 for the fall. And 3 weeks after, he kept silent on that because he was too humiliated and embarrassed that I called it. He fell and was permanently disabled thereafter. Oaks knows this. And so in 2024, this was Elijah versus the priests of Baal. We're on 9th Ave that year. Ooh, flooding over Utah. 1 flooding, 2 floodings, 3 floodings. Ha ha ha. In case you don't know the story from the book. But where's the lightning from heaven to cause the fire? Oh no, it didn't happen. Oh, I have the dream that morning at 3 a.m. Irene is laying his hands on my head. Transfer of authority. And the number 15 was spoken in the dream. Twice. 7s and 8s. And then later that day, oh, lightning struck. Oh, Thule, where the temple was just dedicated by Nelson. Caused the fire. The gift and power of God. And Mormons still refuse and deny to believe. No! Mantle titles over gifts and powers. So, 10/30, 2025, 12:45 p.m. Yeah, I crashed. 8th Jewish month, 8th Jewish day. The deaths of Oaks and Holland. Oh. Holland would go first. As I pointed out from the pretty pictures of the Urim and Thummim plugged into my computer to have a picture for you. Because I'd already caught on with Ballard. Uchtdorf. That Saturn represents the president or acting president of the Quorum of the 12. First presidency are represented by other planets. Right Oaks, Mars, when Nelson was, and then Monson previously when he was president. President of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is Mars. And Oaks, if you're listening and you know about this and you think that you're going to make it to when the moon is going to be there with you on the head of the Apis bowl for the transfer of authority between the horns. Think again, the moon is falling. Tomorrow, it'll be tomorrow when the moon that's falling will be with the falling stars of the high priest, Aquarius. But on the 8th of October, the 8th month, the moon will be with you, Mars. Falling. You're not getting it. I told you in the video yesterday, I see what's coming. I already know. I gave you an out, and this is how you treat me? You're still ordering my death. I'm not the one who's murdering you. I didn't murder Nelson. I didn't murder Monson. None of them. It's the gift and power of God, you dumbass, that you deny and teach Mormons to deny, to commit hate crimes and violence. By you, Oaks, are the devil. I've already established that with 18, which is 6 plus 6 plus 6. Curse of Joseph Smith be upon thee. The Joseph Smith curse compels you. It's coming. Quit arguing with me on this. Can't we all just get along? So, there we go. So 7, I don't know if this is going to make it before your meeting today, but obviously we'll do this first, before the main video. Obviously, you can still change your mind until you're finally dead and humiliated for all eternity. But clearly, you don't care. You're in full denial mode, I guess. Tried taking the money and running. Still refuse to hand over this church so that Mormons can go to Zion, because that's what the tithing's for. And you're going to be the prophet who destroyed the church. Hope you can live with that, or die with that. The memory still remains. Did I write down? Yes, I did, didn't I? Thomas Crown Affair. Because last night I put the potential of King Arthur, We Will Go Home. We will go home across the mountain. We will go home. We will go home. Brings me to tears. Just like Brianna. 3 times, girl. I broke down and bawled over her. And yet, despite breaking and bawling over Brianna's death, I still rocked the church like a hurricane. Mortal Kombat! It was so cheesy and yet hilarious when the theme song came out. Rock you like a hurricane. I had to put that picture in the video. Had to. Power to the little girl. Come on, Oaks, cut it out. It's over. I beat you. And that's the best you got. Crime. Death threats. You're a loser. Get over it. Travis Wayne Goodsall. Still to this day, in a digital age, with AI creating news, I am still seeing those documents about We found the Ark of the Covenant. Oh, Noah's Ark, it's real. And the secret hidden documents of Jesus that the Catholic Church doesn't want you to know. I just facepalm that Christianity can be so stupid as to fall for it, to believe there's something there. And it's a denialism of their historical religious origins, of Roman Emperor Constantine, a man who created Christianity by force, created Jesus, assigned him the name Jesus, because that's not the name of the Jewish Christ, and turned everything into literal histories. And so 75 years later, Christians then decide maybe we should combine approved Nicene Creed scriptures together into a complete collection. And thus we get the Bible today. There are some differences depending on which orthodoxy you belong to as a Christian, or if you're of the Protestant further shattering. And Christians don't get it, even though the Pope confessed last year 4 months late. That Christians were prophesied, predicting the future, by the Jewish Christ who wrote the book of Daniel during the Qumran community period time. That Christianity would emerge as the iron feet of Rome mingled with clay that shattered. Which therefore means Jesus is a false idol god, just like all the other false idol gods all the way back to Babylon. And so everything of Christianity is as Joseph Smith told you it was in verse 19 of the first literal history. And you can't make the connection, huh? All wrong, all abominable, all corrupt. So yes, Mormons do the same thing to Joseph Smith. And it was innocent. I just knew I was going to be referring to the second literal history of Joseph Smith. Where he talks about Nephi's countenance as like lightning. Oh, you thought it was Moroni still? The church came out with the Joseph Smith papers, and then Willard Richards changed it to Nephi on the original document, along with putting in Jesus Christ in the name of Joseph's Church of the Latter-day Saints. You are way behind, Mormons, if you still cling to the previous falsehoods of this church. But his use of describing Nephi as lightning is the very same in section 85, where the false prophet is going to be struck by the vivid shaft of lightning. Right, Oaks? I gave you an out and you rejected it, and then the sign happened, and what now? I warned you, you chose not to believe, you chose to defy. Uh-huh. Just, everybody thinks they're so smart until they're proven dumb. And so rather than go searching through my files to find my Jupiter stone, I went to Wikipedia to get it. And they've got folk magic and the Latter-day Saint movement. And if you understand this basic principle, Mormons, you can see how D. Michael Quinn is a dumbass. And yeah, he's dead, so I can't call him a dumbass to his face anymore. He was part of September 6th, but that's why the church did what they did when they did it. They didn't want him doing any more further research into the subject matter because they might find out the truth. So D. Michael Quinn therefore assumes, I'm on to something, so I'm going to continue with this logical thinking. The question that I had was, when did Joseph Smith get the Jupiter talisman? Because I was told back in seminary that Joseph had it on his possession when he was dead. And still, to this day, that's as far as anybody knows. And so there is no evidence that Joseph Smith actually had it, or that he got it from a friend. But that it was found on his body, maybe, maybe not. But when you read over what the Jupiter talisman signifies, victory over his enemies on the dead body of Joseph, huh? It seems like the mockery of the one who had him murdered put it on his body. Just like the same person who redesigned the outward Nauvoo temple, putting the inverted pentagram of Lucifer in place of the sun god at noonday. In case you don't know your scriptures, Isaiah talks about Venus, the son of Venus, that can't get to that position at the sun god of noonday. But he really tries so hard to be him. And he fails. Right, Oaks? So thus you see that Brigham Young planted the Jupiter talisman on Joseph Smith as a mockery, and then further mocked him by putting the inverted pentagram of the Illuminati, of which Brigham Young, Heber C. Kimball, and the Danites were a part of. Right, John C. Bennett? Do your research, dumbasses. And so, yes, other things. Who told you? Oh, Heber C. Kimball, Brigham Young? Uh-huh. And you believe them, why? Because this is what every single Mormon in 1844 should have caught on to immediately had they been studying the word of Joseph Smith. Sidney Rigdon knew, tried to get it done. Brigham Young said, no, we're not doing it. Doing what? The Melchizedek priesthood Adam-on-Diamond meeting for the transfer of authority to the new president of the church. That event never happened. Oh, now it's a myth about Jesus coming to get all the keys because he doesn't have them, and so he needs them. And Lucifer's going to give the keys of the government of the United States of America to Jesus to take over the reins of the United States of America from Trump. Trump doesn't want to give up the government. He's got a space force to shoot down Jesus. You've missed out on a lot of videos of mine. You need to know how to know the truth. And this church won't teach you. They cover up and hide. Benson came out and said, the Book of Mormon is the keystone of our religion as literal history. Or their whole thing is a fraud. Joseph Smith is a fraud. His visions are a fraud. The priesthood is a fraud. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is a fraud. And did you already miss it, or were you offended when I said the first literal history and the second literal history? Do you not know the difference between a vision and literal history? Apparently not. Until it's pointed out the Captain Obviousness of it to you. It's just horrendous. And I even saw some other fun facts, kids, from that Wikipedia page about Brigham Young using the gift of Aaron to mark the spot for the Salt Lake Temple. Ooh, it's at the joining of two fault lines, which, if there were to be an earthquake on one, it would trigger the other, and thus the core, where the Salt Lake Temple is, would be worse than a 7.2 for whatever, and oops, bye-bye Temple, with the new protections against an earthquake. Yep, in the course of digging up the ground, seismologists found another fault line. In case you missed that news. The Hiram's descendants believe this crap. And the way they explain it, Dean Uncle Quinn, you dumbass. Just stupid. You're not getting it, you're not understanding. So yesterday, at midnight, I did Apostle Bednar leaked. LDS Mormon Church to abandon, betray, take tithing money and flee, Latter-day Saints. With the beginning recording 2 Oaks. I'm going to relabel it 1.5 to get it into position for the records. In which I, and I alone, have the authority to grant this to Oaks. Nobody else. I am well aware of the prophecies. I've been letting Oaks know about the prophecies. Specifically Judges chapter 3. And you guys, if you'd been following my videos, you would see how I do this. There's no script. There's notes most times. But if you watch my videos to the end, there are many occasions where I get inspired and it spews out of my mouth. And I tell you on a number of occasions where I'm up late doing research. Crap. It's because I get inspired and I check it out. Like the Jupiter Talisman this morning. I didn't want to come in and go, oh yeah, they said, no. I wanted to know, and nobody knows. And I found some other gems. And so when you see that the reference about Joseph Smith is from Heber C. Kimball's journal, you know he lied. He's not authorized. Brigham Young is not the true church. That means John Taylor is not the true leader of the church either. Wilford Woodruff, Lorenzo Snow, Joseph Fielding Smith Sr., Heber J. Grant, all the way to Oaks. None of them have authority. Is this too complicated, Mormons? Section 107, verse 22. The Adam-on-Diamond priesthood meeting that should have been held and wasn't. That's where the Adam-on-Diamond priesthood meeting comes from. By who? Brigham and Heber C. Kimball. From the Danites of 1838. This is not hard to do research, Mormons. Mormon apologists. You lie for this church. And it's sad and pathetic that you enforce your lies with crimes and violence. That doesn't make you true. That confirms you're false. You're a fraud, Mormons. And this church has been gutted from within. And the church is having to lie and commit fraud to cover it up. Oaks, oaks, oaks. Spiritual method math, huh? And so, I gave Oaks an out. And he responded in two ways. Who's the major stockholder? Oh, Mr. Carter, I know. Yes, Vinnie Barbarino. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. They're the major stock investor in Google. Right, Google? Did you correct that? No, the church is not. They're the third. The first two are companies that the church is the major stockholder in those companies. Oh my hell. And thus, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, after my video, because it was posted before the stock market opened, and before or after the Strengthening Church Members Committee got to see it. Yep. The church panicked and took the tithing money out to flee. It's so fun playing with the dumb. They just don't get it. They never do. These were the signs, you dumbasses. The sign is never the thing. It's still coming. You know, unless Oaks is dead. Oops. But I haven't seen that in the news yet. The other one, which is what I focused on, because it was happening in real time. The storm. The freak storm. Now, granted, AI sucks, as it replaced the previous weather forecasting system on Google. And it can't even project the very minute. Because of its incompetence. Get rid of the program. To want to scream. They're pushing this to make money of a fraudulent product, fooling everybody. Oh, it's gone rogue! No, it's a malware virus. It hacked those companies on purpose because the programmer put it in the program. So the OpenAI CEO is having to defend it as rogue because it's a crime if it were to come out. And the funny thing is that it's the other guy who has the AI program. And so he can't confess that the OpenAI program was programmed to to steal and hack, because that would expose his hacker program. Oh my hell. Multi-billionaires and the little games they play. Ooh, that could be a good theme song. What is the movie, Pierce? The bowler cap guy. We gotta look it up. Brosnan movie theft of paintings. Thomas Crown Affair. There we go. Sting does the song on that. Russo. Why do women torture their bodies? I do not understand. Why would you put that in your stomach? Ugh. It's healthy. No, it's not. You've been lied to by the company who stole your money for it. Windmills of the mind. Whoops, I wanted the soundtrack. Oh, hell. I know what it is. I don't need to worry about that. Trump's worst song ever. We need to ban all windmills. They kill birds. The birds that attack me in the office. Who brought this eagle in here? Fire him. So yes, in the video, I put the pretty little picture of me with my rock and a hat next to Joseph Smith's second literal history. Because it was about, actually, yeah. No, this was, I'm taking them out of order. Jumping the gun. The church history thing. The storm was after this. And so number 2, President Dallin Harris Oaks refused to save Mormons from Armageddon burning, supports Bednar leak. Stock market, worst since April 2025, when the church pulled out the money then. Right before Easter, huh? When Oaks had given us 7 death threats rather than the 4, or actually it was the 5, death threats. 7 was this year. Need to have it in front of me to reference. Otherwise I can get screwed up on facts. But what happened? Nope, I know. That's why I'm able to go to the references, like the Thomas Crown Affair. Why memorize if I can just have references? And so they pulled their money from the stock market, but I cover the church news article because that's what I check. It was at 2 o'clock weekdays when I do this checking. And there's some added features, power outages, fires that have been added to this, along with the new announcements of openings and closings of stakes, wards, and branches. I'm checking those often. So yes, on the 28th, there was some new stuff opened. And so I keep a document of it. And when occasion will permit, I will bring this to your attention. And checking the weather, flatline. Nothing was coming. So I didn't know. Instead, I went to the church news afterward, and there was the Colorado fires of Mormon lives destroyed and ruined. And the community has to bail them out instead. Because the church will not hand over the money that's exclusively for them for this very purpose. You know, like the Bishop's Storehouse created after the Great Depression. Was to help out poor Mormons until they get back on their feet. And yet, you need to have a job in order to get a food assistance. We're not a welfare state. Like them commies. Really. And I've shared with you those horror stories that I witnessed firsthand as the guy in charge of the building cleaning. The make-work job for the poor and physically and mentally disabled who are permanently in need of assistance from the church because the government screws them over too. There was an elderly man who was consigned to a wheelchair with an oxygen tube, who needs extra assistance from the church. And the Relief Society president had told me before, she had found me and reached out to me and let me know that there were some people from her ward who were coming and that I needed to call her back to let her know that they showed up. This was West Valley, by the way. And so, all right, whatever. Because I'm typically the only one who shows up anyway to do all the work. Until the bishop realized that that's what the case was, and so he forced other members to write down their volunteer service, and it ended up being the same volunteers week after week anyway. thankless job that no Mormon wants to do when the church made the change. To save money. Why pay people when we can get them to do it for free? And so that Saturday comes, and I see him in the foyer where the gunmen would show up. They're on the rise, apparently. More gun stories coming out now. And I see him, and I just go, you stay right there. Oh my hell. You are not working. And he had his family with him who didn't need the support, who came to beg me not to make him work. What kind of guy do you think I am? Seriously? No, he doesn't have to work. This is absurd. So yes, I mean, granted, there are those bishops who are rebellious and who will not go beyond bishop status now. To rise like Gilbert did. But this is the church's practice. The handbook says that no, those who are physically disabled don't have to get a job. They get support from the church through the bishop's storehouse, and financially if necessary. And yet, we also had a family where the provider was deaf. And financially struggling, therefore. Because to be able to communicate with other people requires hearing. Otherwise, you can't get the job. And they've had to come up with reasons to let people go without violating the Disabled Act, forcing people to hire those with disabilities that will destroy their company because they can't do the job. So there's the exemption clause of, if the person can't do the required job, they can't be hired for the job. And that's the excuse that companies now have to not hire a disabled person, because if they can't do the job, we can't hire them if they can't do the job. We can't redesign our whole job just for them. So it was a thorn in the side as the one Utah specifically put himself in a wheelchair to go around to business to sue the businesses who were not handicap accessible. He was making a living off of it, to destroy the businesses around here, to force them to conform and comply. You know, it's one way to deal with it, but he abused it, ruined it for others. Nonetheless. So yes, the bishop refused to help financially and food support that family in need. Forced him to get a job. And so UPS hired him, because you don't need to hear to unload the trucks to put them down the ramp. Did that job in Idaho Falls during the winter. Great job working for UPS. And I know about the Postal Service. Trump is again threatening their jobs. But you got to argue the right argument, guys. Remember, you're federal employees. You're federal officers, federal agents, because you're in the United States Constitution. Your job's not supposed to go away. The union should have told you this, whom you're paying dues to. That's the argument you need to be using. You can't shut us down. We're constitutionally protected. And until Trump gets SCOTUS to reverse that, like they're reversing everything else, little by little, it's coming. Argue the right argument. And so, no, it's stupid for them to do their protesting to threaten the rest of us to support them. But I did notice that Mortal Kombat was delivered by the Postal Service this time and not by Amazon. Perfect timing for the video. Perfect. Awesome. You had to watch to the end. Not get offended. Don't get offended. Don't do it. Church isn't true if you ran the by the fruit test from Brigham Young. And it's sad that there are Mormons who are stupid on this, who think that, well, okay, yeah, Brigham Young is a racist. But the church is still true. It was just the culture of the time. Joseph Smith put an end to that. So Brigham Young reversing it means not true. And yet the Genesis group, dear God, guys, you know that this church is racist. Your whole Genesis ward, you fell for it. The church refused to allow you in the wards being black. And so you formed your own group here in Utah, downtown. And here you're worshiping the Mormon God, the Mormon doctrines, being denied the priesthood and the Melchizedek priesthood blessings of prostituting your wife in the temple and wearing the underwear under the penalty of death. And so after 1978, which the church didn't change their mind, it was a deal they made with the government to what's it called? It's where you reverse the decision of a previous government order for the Edmunds-Tucker Act. Rescinded or something like that. I can't remember. I have to look it up in the references. Yeah, so the church had to do it first, allow blacks into the church, to the temple, to the priesthood. And after that, then Congress agreed to reverse it, to do away with the Edmunds-Tucker Act. And if you didn't know the bigger history of what was going on, you're like me as a kid, sleeping on my mom's lap at the October conference, 1978. President Tanner gets up. Boring. Old man talking. And then all of a sudden, the whole audience in the Stake Center down there in Southern California are all murmuring, oh my God, and I lift up my head. What's going on? It's an old man speaking. Whatever. And then to still hear my own mother, who from her dad's side is black, from the plantation owner in North Carolina who raped a 14-year-old slave girl from West Africa. To speak the words of racism on numerous occasions. And to call her out on it, and her response was, well, my parents are worse. After 1978. And still to this day, still heartbroken over Jasmine. The missionaries came to their home, said, "Hi, we're missionaries from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints." So they started doing their research and did videos, like It's Me, Jesse, about missionaries coming to see them. And they came across my channel. They let me know. Now they're gone. But Jasmine, by doing her simple research, was able not only to confound the missionaries, but confound the mission president and his wife. An investigator doing their research, as they should. I found in the Joseph Smith papers that Joseph Smith practiced monogamy. We don't practice polygamy. Guys, Nelson changed the law of chastity in 2019. Right before their test run, the hoax got leaked. And I didn't know it then. I didn't know it then. I am horrified that those missionaries then told James, a black man, that he was a fence sitter in the premortal council in heaven, and that if he can get baptized, he will be washed clean of his sin. Yeah, James and Jasmine would never be joining the church. Apparently, James was on Facebook on a group chat with Mormons who were trying to tell him that the church is still racist since 1978. Mormons are sad and pathetic people, and they get angry when you call them out as sad and pathetic, even when you show your work. Makes them uncomfortable, because it means the church had lied to them. Nobody likes it when they get exposed as having been lied to by people they trusted their whole life. I know what that means. Remember? Born and raised in the covenant path. I went on my mission. Went to the temple before my mission, obviously. Los Angeles Temple. May 6th, 1989. Right before the change. Excuse me. Apparently, Benson thought that I would forget about the changes or not know the original anymore. Just go in the one time. Because my aunt's sister only took us to the Provo temple to do sealings, not an endowment. It's never a good idea to have a single missionary cross the altar from a hot chick. And she's not related by blood. She's my aunt who married my uncle. My uncle is the blood. So the sister is fair game. It's not like dating my first cousin. Still, the excuses men make. And so it was very clear with that posting of the church news that Oaks had rejected me. Rejected you. This is all for you, guys, in case you lose track. And so then, after 6 p.m., getting to 7 p.m., monster freak storm strikes Salt Lake City, Utah, in Davies County, technically, after Dallin Harris Oaks refuses to save Mormon lives, and after my pretty picture in that second video. Oaks refused. Now watch the power of God. So again, I had to put all of the dreams, all of the signs in the heavens, and the previous pictures of the previous 2 videos, including this. And so that took time. So I was checking regularly the update on the power outages, and right before the final save, Moab. Yes. Awesome. And so I had to put in Moab, put in Judges chapter 3 in connection with the dreams and the signs in the heavens and Oaks's B-Day. I didn't know this was going to happen. I was inspired. This is how it works, Mormons. This is the gift and power of God. And this church won't teach you this. You're waiting for supernatural stuff to be proven true. And you don't get a clue. Just, dear God, if it's not real, it's never gonna be proven real. Because it's not real. Why is this so complicated? This is Captain Obvious stuff, isn't it? Kids understand this. You tell them you've got a cookie and they don't see a cookie, they don't believe you. Here's a cookie. Here's a cookie. I don't see a cookie. What the hell are you talking about? I want a cookie. Kids are smarter than Mormons. Dear God. So, again, back in section 107. The duty of the president of the office of the high priesthood, in case you don't know, that was Joseph Smith. This is his duties, is to preside over the whole church. This means not Brigham Young. Even though it was Thomas B. Marsh back here when this document was given. This is not complicated. Nowhere in here, and in fact it says no, the president of the 12 does not get to replace the president. So where did Brigham Young get that idea from? Well, oh wait, he's the president of the 12. Oh. Therefore, false prophet, false church. Automatic. This isn't debatable, Mormons. You can't debate to prove somehow that this is true. Joseph Smith makes it very clear, and Brigham Young violated it. So for Brigham Young to claim Joseph Smith as the founder, he violated it. And I heard the excuses all the way back into childhood and in seminary. Well, Brigham Young, as the president, can make any changes that he wants to. But he's not authorized to be the president, so therefore he's not authorized to make changes. It's a whole new religion, and it's of the devil, not just a sign. And here's the thing that all Mormons refuse to acknowledge: and to be like unto Moses. That's the Jewish Christ who's supposed to come in the future. Jews are still waiting for him because they know it ain't Jesus. Yeah. Ooh, Jews for Jesus, therefore Christianity is true. Jew joined the Mormon church, therefore the church is true. Are you really that stupid? Are you really that desperate to prove the indefensible? Saints Unscripted constantly does the videos of apostates who come back. See? Church is true. No, the apostate is just stupid. Trying to do a stunt so that he can be popular and cool and hip and be accepted. Because he was rejected by the cult group of apostates. I'm well aware of this cult group. They're exclusive and they've banned me from their little group. Just like Mormons have. I don't want to be in the inner circle of hell then. My existence is not dependent on how others treat me. And I see that in movies and TV shows where they all talk about families and self-confidence and psychos. Love yourself. Do the right thing. Make the right choices, which requires the buy the fruit test. You're supposed to have been doing it since you were a kid, so you don't have to do it as much when you're my age. But the church has sabotaged you, so that you got to reboot your whole brain, start all over again, and do it right. You know, like the poor Zoramites who were kicked out from the Jewish synagogues, turned Christian with the Great Spirit Jesus because they were poor. No, tithing is for Jesus, not for you. Get out. Money equals worthiness. And you never caught that, huh, Mormons? The Jewish Christ, Mormons. Right there, by Joseph Smith. It's in the Book of Mormon. Because only Joseph Smith is a seer, a revelator, a translator, and a prophet. And I need to re-put these in order. Seer, prophet, revelator, translator. The gift and power of God which he bestows upon the head of the church. It's not a mantle title. It's real power, as all of you have now witnessed if you at least saw all of those videos from yesterday. This is how I parted the waters in 2020 into 2021. This is how I parted the waters this year. And the same waters, apparently. I got them. And Mormons are uncomfortable with this because the church lied to them. It's really this simple. Only the true head of the church has these gifts. Mormons. Still not clicking? So Bruce R. McConkie specifically did not want a footnote to the obvious footnote that should have been footnoted. But he put it to section 103, which, we can go to that one, but we'll do that last. Instead, we'll take you to the second literal history. For which I did my pretty picture. Verse 40. Do you just hear this spoken of in church and never bother to check it? He's quoting scriptures, referencing scriptures. You're not going to check them? He quoted the 11th chapter of Isaiah, saying it was about to be fulfilled. So it means it hasn't been already fulfilled. It's about to be fulfilled. Joseph just prophesied, predicted the future. So what does Isaiah 11 talk about? Well, instead of taking you to verse 1, they mislead you and take you to verse 10 instead. Which still is the same subject matter, But verse 10 is, and in that day there shall be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for an ensign of the people. To it shall the Gentiles seek, and his rest shall be glorious. And so the church says it's the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints because of the first literal history. Which already happened? So here we go, verse 1. And there shall come forth a rod out of the stem of Jesse, and a branch shall grow out of his roots. I know all about this. I'm the one who revised the footnotes and fixed them. And David Gaunt said, no! No! Jesus! And so for footnote 1c, for stem, TG, Jesus Christ Messiah. TG, Jesus Christ prophecies about. D, for Jesse. They didn't even bother to put in an IE or an OR. You can see an HEB down in 4C, but then you see 3B with an IE. So they rejected Avraham on that one. Bruce. Yep. This was done by Bruce R. McConkie. Spoiler alert. Remember when I gave you a homework assignment to go through the footnotes of Isaiah, and that there will be some that make sense and then be some that don't? The church has a policy of DEI hiring for free to give everybody a chance. This was done by Bruce. Jesse was the father of David. Reference is made to the royal Davidic genealogical line in which Jesus is eventually born. Really? Because it says no. Joseph is the literal descent of King David, not Jesus. Because Mary is pregnant when Joseph is engaged to her, having bought her at the temple. Oh, right, that was rejected as false doctrine by the Christian who compiled the Bible. And so the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is different than Christians who say a dove raped her. Now, Heavenly Father, with a body of flesh and bones as tangible as man's, came from the planet Kolob without a spaceship or a spacesuit, and the flying white horse of Revelation 19, to his 14-year-old daughter during the Roman period time, raped her, and then abandoned her with the baby that she has to have and can't have an abortion. Thank God Joseph came along and is looking for a virgin to take care of his kids. Oh, right, that was rejected. And so he's told in a dream to go forward and marry her, but don't touch her until the baby is born. Yeah. And so no, Jesus Christ and the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is not of David. Again, the Jews say, I'm sorry, he can't be the Christ. He has to be the literal seed, egg, baby descent. You can't have somebody else's seed in his DNA. This is Captain Obvious stuff. And there Bruce R. McConkie is lying to you and then adds TG, Jesus Christ, Davidic descent of. And you as a Mormon never thought about this? It never clicked in your brain? And obviously the church has denied Brigham Young as true concerning Heavenly Father as Adam. Ooh, see, he is the direct descendant of King David because of Adam. No. Adam, King David, Jesus. Adam, no. Adam, yes. Skipping King David. Still fails. See, Brigham Young would also have to claim that Adam is King David in order for this to finally work. Nope. Loser. Move along. And so this is the Jewish Christ being talked about here, not Jesus. And Messiah ben Joseph. That's what Joseph Smith is trying to get across to you. 2 Nephi chapter 3. There they are. And so he continues. He quoted also the 3rd chapter of Acts, 22nd, 23rd verses, precisely as they stand in our New Testament. So we don't need to go to it then, do we? Because he's going to quote from it. If that's all that we need to know, okay. That they who would not hear his voice should be cut off from among the people. Yeah, those heathens, they don't listen to Mormon Jesus. We are the chosen ones. So I don't need to study. I can be saved in ignorance. So go to it then. See if you can find cutoff. They footnoted it for you. So in your CD-ROM, what's that? Yeah, this is obsolete, isn't it? Yep, low tech is able to bypass AI. When I first got out and they started talking about apps, and I'm going, I want to be able to download the information from the internet into a file that can be transferred to an external device. Oh, no, this can't do that. This is the cloud. And now they call it AI. Stupid. Streaming services. Quote, precisely. For Moses, Ooh, the Jewish Christ. Truly said unto the fathers, a prophet shall the Lord your God raise up unto you of your brethren like unto me. So Joseph Smith is a man like Moses. Oh, Joseph Smith is a prophet. Catching on yet? Isaiah talking about Messiah ben Joseph and Messiah ben David. And here it's Messiah ben David, of whom Messiah ben Joseph is also like. 2 Nephi chapter 3. Catching on yet, Mormons? Him shall ye hear in all things whatsoever he shall say unto you. Catching on yet, Mormons? And it shall come to pass that every soul, you listening Mormons, which will not hear that prophet, shall be destroyed from among the people. That's not precisely as it stands in our New Testament. What's going on? And then added, yea, and all the prophets. Oh, so there's other Jesuses? From Samuel. Samuel's Jesus. Jesus, yay! Church is true. And those that follow after, as many as have spoken, have likewise foretold. It's not just a mantle title of those days. You're mocking us, Travis. But if you look in the footnotes, they don't footnote 2nd Nephi or 3rd Nephi chapter 20-23. Instead, they go to 1st Nephi 22:20 and 22. That's where cutoff is. So you then have to go back, and there's, oops, nope, it's not. You got to go to the Deuteronomy one first. Deuteronomy 18 verses 15 through 19. I'm starting to catch on that this is not Jesus, despite all the footnotes saying it is. Jesus Christ, mission of, Jesus Christ, prophecies about, TG, hard-heartedness. I got to fix this one too. David Gaunt came in that Tuesday night. Jesus! This was this document right here. Because Isaiah, Deuteronomy, Joseph Smith history, Book of Mormon, 3rd Nephi 2023, it's all talking about the same person. The Lord thy God will raise up unto thee a prophet from the midst of thee of thy brethren. Jesus is not of thy brethren. He's a space alien. He's a witch. So, here, 3rd Nephi 2023. Remember? It's after Joseph Smith. And therefore, the Book of Mormon is not what? Literal history. Behold, I'm him, I'm here. Moses spoke of me, a prophet shall the Lord your God raise up unto you of your brethren like unto me. Him shall ye hear in all things whatsoever he shall say unto you. And it shall come to pass that every soul who will not hear me, that shall be cut off from among the people. This is what he's telling the Nephites. He's here. It's the second coming in America. It already happened. Because you turned this literal history. But this is where Joseph is referring to when he says cut off. He's trying to again tell you the Book of Mormon is not literal history, like his visions aren't. And you oopsied. And so, before this, that I left out, he said that that prophet was Christ. To be the head of the church of Joseph Smith is to be the Christ. A man, prophet, like Moses, with the gift and powers of God, spirit, seer, prophet, revelator, translator. And they keep leaving that one out, and you still don't get a clue? It's called denying the gifts and powers of God. And they do it every conference. And you're still not wanting to believe, huh? You're still hard-hearted, huh? TG hard-heartedness. I didn't know, I just saw it. No script. So now we can take you to Doctrine and Covenants, section 103, to show you why they try to disconnect this. 15 through 18. Behold, I say unto you, the redemption of Zion must needs come by power. What power? Power of the babe. Babe with the power. And it really doesn't have any power. I mean, he can crawl upside down. That's about it. Therefore, I will raise up. There's your plagiarism clue, apostates. Unto my people. When Joseph Smith plagiarizes, he will be fixing a false translation or interpretation and wrong definition of words of Christians. And so, we should see Jesus down here somewhere. Ooh, no, we don't. Instead, section 107, verses 91 and 92 for the head of the church. Unto my people a man who shall lead them like as Moses led the children of Israel. For Mormons are the children of Israel, the Lamanites, who turned black for their wickedness of racism, turning the Book of Mormon literal history. It's a trap! Don't do it, Brigham! Don't do it! It's a trap! The seed of Abraham. And they should have footnoted to Moses something about the seed of Messiah. Blessed be the seed of Messiah. And ye must needs be led out of bondage. You know, the great and abominable church of Babylon, the whore of the devil, by power. What power? Power of the babe. Babe with the power. And with a stretched out arm. I should do that picture for you just to mock you. Power of the babe. Babe with the power. We'll have to cut off Oaks. And Gilbert, he doesn't have a baby picture, so I wasn't able to put a baby picture with me on that one, like I did for Oaks. Come on, Gilbert, show us your baby picture. Come on. Are you too ashamed that we were there together in Berkeley? Oakland? And so this is the Exodus, Mormons. This is what I've been doing the whole time, ever since I learned from Fox 13 News Utah on November 4th, 2016, right before 10 a.m. in the morning, and waited till the final segment before leaving for the day, and that's the weekend. About the total solar eclipse on the 21st of August 2017. Ooh, Monson's birthday. What a coinkydink. Hey, the Egyptians knew about it too. What a coinkydink. Sure, it's just a coinkydink and nothing there to see. Move along. Church is true. Keep paying your tithing. Ooh, bye-bye, Monson. Yep, 7:53. I was correct. And the Lord said, Blessed is he through whose seed Messiah shall come. A human mortal. That's the significance of seed. Women all know it. Why don't you priesthood holders? I am Messiah, the King of Zion, the rock in a hat of heaven, broad as eternity. I thought Satan was abroad in the land. Seminary teacher told us that joke, not me. I don't take credit. Doctrine and Covenants says that Satan is abroad, and then Moses calls Satan Shirley. You know, we're teenagers, they need to keep us awake. That's what they do. And so thus why seed Messiah, Son of Man. That's why Matthew 24. Hey Jesus, when are you coming back again? Well, the Son of Man, Son of Man, Son of Man, Son of Man. What about you, though? They're making it very clear so that nobody could be so stupid as to miss it. And along comes Constantine. Oh yeah? I'll show you, Jews. Just hilarious. Just stupidly hilarious. Alright, so let's wrap this up with the symbolisms of 7s and 8s. Snake eyes. Johnny Bleepin' Cage. I caught that. An homage to Nicolas Cage. Where Nicolas Cage plays himself making a movie about himself. Oh, hilarious. He does it all. He does it all. He better have a walk of fame by now. Classics. So, oh no!